Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, good morning and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're all well this evening. It's the morning. I just said good morning. What am I on about? To be honest, I'm sleep deprived. I've got this new French bulldog puppy. He was up at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock this morning, pissing and pooing everywhere. But listen, none of that. Let's move on from that because I've got man like Flex from United View. My brother, I've just been on your channel to talk about a combined 11, which we will reference. But very welcome to you. How are you, mate?
Big up, man. Yeah, I'm good. I've been better football-wise, but in terms of personally, and yeah, good to see you, man. You know what I mean? Big up, big up.
Come on. It's always good to see you, bro. Listen, the thumbnail of this video is a funny one. We was in the studio, weren't we? And we just happened to both be there.
Yeah. I need to
and
get
they
that.
were like, go on then, do a little face-off. So we've got the perfect thumbnail.
Things. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. We've got the perfect thumbnail today. Guys, make sure that before we get into this match preview, you're smashing the likes, you're smashing the comments with your reactions to what we're about to say in this video. And if you haven't already, make sure you're pressing subscribe. Help me out here. I'm trying to get to 10K before Christmas. So make sure that happens and we can all have a good time. And of course, go over to the United View. I'll put the link in the description for the video that we've just filmed. Let's touch on briefly the combined 11 that we've done. I'm just going to reel it off and you guys let me know in the comments if you disagree or agree. We've gone Alisson, we've gone Trent, Varane, Van Dijk, Robertson, we've gone Fabinho, Bruno, Pogba, and we've gone Salah, Mane, and Ronaldo. I think Liverpool win in terms of how many players have we got in there? Maybe 7, and you've got 4.
Yeah.
Which is about a decent reflection of the times that we're living in right now. If this was, I don't know, 2013, it would probably be everyone for you apart from maybe. Yeah, times have changed. Things are moving on. I mean, you guys completely ruined my childhood growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s. We didn't get a sniff. But how do you feel about how things are at the minute compared to how great things were?
Awful. How can you not feel awful? We ain't won a league title since 2013. Ain't won a Champions League since 2008. It's not the glory days anymore, is it? And you can't, at the moment, we're struggling to see, in my opinion anyway, I'm struggling to see the improvements with the way the team plays, the progression. I'm struggling to see that solid progression. I've seen an improvement in terms of the recruitment. I've seen an improvement in that. I look at the team that we've got. But we're miles off it. And you look at yourselves and City, even Chelsea to a degree with what Tuchel's doing. And we just look so far off that right now as a team, as a collective team together, not individuals, because player for player, as we saw, 7 and 4, whatever. City, you might argue that you wouldn't put any United players in that or whatever. There's always things. But in terms of player for player against all these other teams, our squad's as good as anyone's and arguably better in some areas than others. So it's not a squad thing. But the way we're playing right now compared to how we used to be, the glory days, competing for the top honours, miles off it. But we shouldn't be miles off it with the team we have.
Yeah. I mean, on paper, bro, it's silly really when you look at your squad. Yeah. There's some massive names there. We've just mentioned them all, but in terms of the actual results that you guys are getting at the minute, it seems like this style or this identity, which I don't actually think exists. But this style or identity is, right, first half, we're not even going to score a goal. We'll probably go behind, but then we're going to have to throw the kitchen sink and all the utensils at these dons in the second half. And 6, 7, 8 times out of 10, that works. But it's not sustainable, is it?
Yeah, if that, probably more 6 only. Yeah. It's not sustainable. Listen, I keep saying it on whatever platform I'm on, whether it's mine, whether it's someone else's, whether it's in conversation, whether it's in WhatsApp group chats, whatever. We've got really good individual players. We've got good players. When you have good players and 9 times out of 10 you have better players individually than your opposition, you're going to score. Ronaldo's going to pop up, do something. Bruno's going to thread through a wicked ball. Pogba's going to do a moment of brilliance. Greenwood's going to do something. Rashford's going to run in behind and we score. So we'll score goals. But collectively as a unit, when your system's not sustainable, when your system's not good enough, when you're not starting games on the front foot, when you don't have a degree of control over any game you play in for large periods. We have a degree of control in certain periods, maybe certain halves. Look what happens against Atalanta. In the second half, we had a degree of control over the game. We were all over them. Yes, they could have actually made it 3-1 at one stage.
Could have scored some goals in that
because we were
second
still
half.
open. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't throughout the whole half, but we managed to just, like you said, throw the kitchen sink at it and just outscore teams. Which, if that's the team that we've got, that's what Ole should be doing. He should be saying, listen, all right, cool. We haven't got the defensive midfielder that we want. We haven't got the balance that we want, but we're going to outscore teams. No one's going to be, frustrated if we're winning games 3-2, 4-2, because it's high scoring, because of the balance isn't quite right yet, but we're focusing on our strengths and just going for it. But that's not what's happening.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as again, someone looking out in, there was a game recently where the final whistle went, I think it was a draw or you lost the game, and he was laughing or at least smiling. I mean, I got angry on behalf of United fans because I know for a fact, bro, if that was my manager, that is a red flag, and it's time to go when that stuff happens, because what's that about?
With that, I think you got to look at it in its entirety, and I'm not defending it, because it annoys me too, but it only annoys me to a certain point, because I look at it in its entirety, right? And what I mean by that is, when I look at Klopp, when I look at Simeone, when I look at Pep, when I look at Tuchel, even when I look at Arteta, and I'm not saying that he's a wicked manager, and he's doing it, I don't think he is, but I'm just saying, when I look at them and their management style, i.e. up on the touchline, giving it this, what's going on, like all of this, I like that. When I see Simeone turn around to the fans and go, come on, I love it. I love that. It pains me when Klopp does all this, and I want my manager to do that. I'm not saying that Sir Alex was always that. I'm not even saying, because Sir Alex wasn't,
this, innit?
do you know what I mean? He's there in a trench coat, he's chilling. Do you know what I mean? Big man, different era, innit? But I'm talking about post Sir Alex Ferguson. I want that passionate manager on the side. I don't want a manager that, when it's going to shit, I'm seeing just staring, looking at the screen, legs crossed, might send out Mick Phelan to go and send out a couple instructions, send McKenna. I don't really like that. And at the end of the game, obviously, you don't want to see a manager smiling or but I think it's a personality thing, man. It's just, Ole's not a fiery character in public anyway. I hear, there's things in the changing room where it's like, actually, he isn't as lovely and as nice as people think. He can give him a bollocking when he needs to, but it's a character thing. He's never been that character. He never will be that character. He's never going to really be in a tracksuit on the side, giving it that whole thing and all that. He's just not that guy. He never will be. And when he does smile and, make little smirks and stuff like that, is he doing it because he's happy we lost? Of course not. He's doing it because that's just his personality.
Is that his way of dealing with...
Yeah, there's that nervous kind of thing, maybe. And there's going to be a lot of people who disagree.
Does seem nervous.
Yeah, it's a nervous thing.
When he speaks, for instance, he came back quite hard at Carragher the other day. Carragher said something like their style of football isn't there.
And he said he's never going to win nothing with him.
And he came back out and said,
level of other managers.
He came back out and said, listen, just because Carragher said that, I won't be changing my style. But you could see Rashford next to him going, really? You better.
Yeah, I think there's a lot about Ole that, look, he's a good manager in it. The players like him 100%. And with what he's done at the club, which makes him a victim of that, because that's why a lot of fans really don't want to call him out and say that it's not working, because he's a club legend, he's this, he's that. How can you want him to leave? He's our Ole. But at the end of the day, he is our Ole. But that was when he's a player. He's now our manager as Ole.
Yeah.
He's still one of us. I get that. But you have to judge him as a manager. There's no point talking about how good he was as a super sub, what he did in '99. All of that's done and will never be taken away from him. It's there. It's in the Munich tunnel. You can see it. All the history's there. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really get the sentiment thing of not being able to criticize Ole because of what he's done before.
Yeah.
Like, he's a manager now of the biggest club in the world. So let's judge him on that.
Yeah, club legends going back to their clubs. At some point, no matter how well it goes or how badly it goes, that club legend will get sacked eventually. When Gerrard comes to manage Liverpool, Gerrard will leave or get sacked eventually. And at that moment, when that unfortunately does happen, will it tarnish his reputation? I think you just have to separate the player and the manager. But if you're looking at the manager, the whole uproar around Ole's at the wheel, Rio coming out saying give him a new contract. I think that hasn't helped. the whole situation, because you're making almost a rod for his own back. And let's not forget, bro, his CV isn't great. You know, you've come from mold, and has it got to the point for you now? Let's say we're talking about your next manager. Has it got to the point for you now where you're saying, listen, you might have scored the winner in the Champions League, you might be a club legend, you might be the super sub, you might be the baby-faced assassin, but I want to see your CV now. I'm trying to see strong CVs to take this club forward, because let's not forget, manager of Manchester United, that's one of the biggest jobs in football.
Bro, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, 1 sec. There's someone at the door. I'm just going to tell them to leave the parcel.
No, do your thing, man. Do your thing. I'll carry on talking. I'll answer the question for him. I think, personally, Ollie's got to go, mate. And again, you know me, Flex. I'm not deluded. I'm not saying this to just spin United and
1 second, bro. I'm here. 1 second.
Do your thing. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Flex is going to. Maybe it's a new manager at the door. Maybe it's a new identity, a new style of play at the door that he needs to go and collect. Who knows? But let me just make my screen full size. I've made Flex full size there. Let me make myself full size there and get into some of your comments, because they are great. Manx is scared says, Haroon, Flex will be back in a minute. Diego says, morning, all morning to you, my friend. Esther A says, morning. She also goes on to say she loves Flex on the United view, says Esther. So we love to see that. Liverpool fans, even though they're Liverpool
sorry,
fans,
I'm back.
still
Sorry.
No worries, bro. I was just saying, Liverpool fans even giving you some love on here, saying they love Flex on the United view. Top man.
Big up.
There's Simeone, something else. You don't want none of that. I'm actually agreeing with Haroon here, because there's a difference when Klopp, after we've scored a goal, gives it all this and this. But, bro, when you're seeing Simeone 2-0 down, like, he's a scummy cheerleader. That's all he is, bro. The whole thing,
it, bro.
The way he's got his...
but
you don't want none of that, because eventually it gets toxic when you don't win. Maybe
I'm underestimating it if it was actually at my club. I love watching it, though. I love watching him. I love the shit. I just love it. I love it.
The way he's conditioned his players.
Man ran down the time, like full sprint on, bro. I'm not shaking, man. I'm off.
Gone.
But yeah,
gone to November. No, that was a disgrace how he didn't shake his hand. Diego says,
right, he said it's not my culture. He says it's not my culture. I don't do that.
Sorry. Not what? Respect isn't your culture. Get out of here, man. AWB will need to bring his PSG performance to keep Mane at bay. I'm sure he'll do well. Crystal Palace, big up Diego, who comes in on all the streams. But this is a key battle. Is it?
Yeah.
What is the biggest battle for you on Sunday?
Well, it's got to be Luke Shaw's Salah, because Salah's just so good right now. Salah's the best player in the world right now. In crazy form, everything he touches, even beyond the most Salahness. Like, he's always been amazing, but in this little streak now, it's like, he's really doing the whole like Messi thing now. He's like in this form, in it. Like he is. It pains me to say it. That's how good he is, and there isn't a damn football fan in the world who can tell me otherwise. Because if you do say that, you're just hating. You are, or you're deluded. So that's the biggest battle for me. Luke Shaw usually does all right. Not so much last season. You know, Salah come and scored 2 last year.
Yeah.
Sat him down a couple of times.
1.
He had it.
I think he got 1. Firmino got 2, and
one of the defenders scored. Head up. Can't remember.
Maybe.
But he played really well in that game. The game before, the 0-0 earlier in the season, the 0-0 at Anfield, Luke Shaw had him quiet, didn't do nothing, and a good few games before that. But Luke Shaw, like I said, when we were talking, he hasn't been at the level he was last year, but he's still steady, still good. So that's the battle there. Obviously, the Mane Wan-Bissaka one is, but in terms of, like I said to you, and I'll say it here for these people, like, if Mane wants to go at Wan-Bissaka one-on-one to just get past, man, long for him. Long. That's Wan-Bissaka's biggest attribute. That's what he enjoys doing. Come try take me on. I'll be sliding, I'll be blocking, I'll be intercepting, I'll anticipate, I'll nick it off you. But obviously Mane can still cause him problems in terms of running off him and running in behind, and you know what I mean? So yeah. But
I feel if Wan-Bissaka faces him up, he's got him. But if Wan-Bissaka's running back to goal and the ball gets played in, I think it's a different.
Yeah, it's a positioning thing. Exactly.
Positional.
Exactly. Yeah.
Big up to Swazzy, says Ollie's at the door when Flex had to go off and answer the door. Captain Soul said it's Steve Bruce at the door.
Hey, get Steve Bruce on the coaching staff, man. I like
Trust
Steve Bruce,
me.
man. Leave him alone,
Yeah.
man.
No, I was on Sky bigging him up this morning, bro. I was saying all this
Yeah.
abuse, it's not needed, man. But
Yeah, it's not.
how about this one for Flex? Says Esther, do you think there's an issue with player power at United? E.g., Ole apologizing to Rashford. Ole can't
That was
drop
interesting.
Bruno Ronaldo. What do you
I don't think that's player power. I think it comes down to the manager. You know, if you're a manager and you're in control of certain situations, you won't feel certain pressures. Do you know what I mean? I don't think the players are there saying you better not do this, Ollie, or you better not do that, or why are you picking this man? I don't think they're undermining the manager at all. They definitely are playing for him. Look at the comeback that we had the other day. You know, they haven't down tools. It's not like the end of Jose's reign where they literally have down tools.
Yeah.
But to answer that question, I just feel like it's a manager thing. Ollie, by signing Ronaldo, it instantly changed the complexion of Ollie and his, you know, and I do think that when he even rested him against Everton, I do think that was a way of saying I'm still the man here, making the decisions. Might not do that again for the whole rest of the season because it didn't work, but I think he's still saying, yeah. And that Rashford thing was because that was taken a bit out of context. You know, I did read the actual reports of what he was saying on before that, and it wasn't like a flippant. Rashi's done all this stuff with the politicians, needs to focus on his football. It weren't that. He was more saying it as like, it's great for him to focus on his football now because he's been out so long. He's had a big injury. He's got his operation. He could just focus on that now. That's how he meant it. So I liked the fact that he came out and said, look, listen, stop trying to spin it. Stop that.
Yeah. On Rashford, though, I think when you come to Anfield later on in this season, I think for the first ever time in history, maybe the last ever time in history, Marcus Rashford will be getting some kind of
ovation before the game.
Yeah, bro, because it's important. Obviously, before the game, never after. Yeah. But it's important. I think it's important that we do that because him and Henderson, I think together last year they raised 25 million, and I think it says a lot, bro, that the two biggest clubs in the Northwest, which traditionally is an area in this country that isn't really highlighted in a positive way by the government, it's almost us coming together and doing that to the government, saying, look what we can do. And you know this, I don't need to tell you this, but you know the Scouse people, the Manx, they're very similar. Food banks, poverty, it's a disgrace how it's even got to this stage. But I have to take my hat off every single time to Marcus Rashford. And I hope that Liverpool fans can acknowledge him in a nice way when he comes.
Yeah, I think they will. You know, like maybe coming up for the warm up or something like that, to give him a quick clap or something like that.
He doesn't have to clap back, but as long as we show him,
look, if they do it overwhelmingly, he would just do that. You know, Marcus is that kind of guy. But you're right. He's I feel like he's had such a big statement in society, not football, in society, with what he's done, that the respect levels are going to come from people even not even football.
Yeah. And the way these MPs have tried to tell him to stick to football, how
stupid.
About you stick to politics? You know what I mean? Instead of trying to
do your job,
your secretary and get sacked and all that. Anyway, we could go on about politics.
Exactly.
Bailey, big Liverpool fan, he says, Flex, you're smashing it on the Don Robbie channel with Abby.
Big up, man. Big up.
Then he also says he's actually really nervous. Form does go out the window.
Facts, Bailey. Facts.
It does. I mean, there's been a lot of draws in this fixture as well, bro. There's been a lot of 0-0s, a lot of 1-0s.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw at all. Wouldn't be surprised.
It wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, I have to stick with my prediction that I made on your channel, which I will say again very shortly. Diego saying De Gea's beard made the difference.
I'm growing mine too.
Luke dealt with Salah quite well for the 0-0 draw. Every other game, Salah scored in total 3 goals. Alex, what do you think the score will be? Says glory, Man United TV. Well, listen, I've said, and I have to stick with it now. I'm going 3-0 Liverpool. I'm going for a real statement win. And listen, we have beaten you 3-0 at Old Trafford before. We've beaten you 4-1 at Old Trafford before. We beat you 4-2. So it's not off the cards. And I think if we score first,
that is off the cards. That is off the cards. That is.
Is it though?
That is off the cards. Yeah. I'm not. Listen.
You hope it's off the cards.
No. You winning 3-0 against us on Sunday is off the cards. Even us losing the game, I think, is off the cards. I don't think we lose. I honestly, I get all the concerns by a lot of Man United fans, and I'm not the majority here. I've spoke to a lot of Man United fans. You know, that's what we do every match. We're there. Before the Atalanta game, I asked fans what they thought about the Liverpool game. They said, "Listen, Flex." One guy said to me, "Listen, don't matter what happens here tonight, win, lose or draw." We went on to win in spectacular fashion. He said, "Win, lose or draw against Atalanta tonight, Liverpool are going to smoke us." That was what one fan said to me. So it's mixed depending on who you ask. But you're asking me. There's no way you beat us 3-0. And I don't think we lose the game. Form goes out the window. Yes, you're the favourites. Yes, you've got the best player in the world right now on form. Salah's doing his thing. Everything's stacked, against Solskjaer. The pressure's on. A loss would be horrendous. It would. I just feel that players are up for it. Fans are there. There's no way they put in a performance bad enough to lose 3-0, in my opinion. You're capable of doing that by how good you are, but we won't allow you to do that. No chance.
This is the kind of stuff that just divides Liverpool and United fans. You've got GGMU saying, "I can't wait for Ronaldo to do the Sue." And then you've got us saying, "I can't imagine Robbo scores a last-minute winner." Sue. Big up Diego saying, "If you're new, subscribe to United View, subscribe to the Kop TV, set your notifications on." Alex, what do you think the score would be? Says GGMU. You've heard me, 3-0. Let's get into a couple last comments before we wrap this up. Great. Keep up the content. Much love from New York, says Marshall. Big up to you across the pond. 3-0. That's not realistic, Alex. Sorry to say. How about you, Flex? Have you changed in the last half an hour what you think the score will be?
Nah, 2-1 United, I think. I think the most likely outcome is probably a draw.
Right.
But I'm going to back my team to win because that's what I do. I can't back us to lose. We're going to win.
There you go. David saying it'll be a draw. Channing going for 2-0. Bailey going for 2-1. Liverpool. Mane scoring 2 goals, says Marshall. I hope to see a Liverpool win, says Captain Sal.
Everyone think it's a Liverpool channel. Everyone's just against United.
Oh,
man.
Mate, wait till I read the comments about the video we've just done. It's a United channel. But I do think what I should say, Thiago's a big miss for us. I think Thiago in this game, this kind of game, he's essential. And he's actually the person who, if he was playing in that City game, if he was playing in that Brentford game, we just shore things up with him. And he punches these little balls through. He keeps it nice and calm. Huge fan of Thiago. Esther with an early shout, calling it now. De Gea will be man of the match for Manchester
United. That's fine. De Gea,
United.
Man of the match for Man United, win 2-1.
That can't be a good sign, though. Is that a good sign when your keeper?
If De Gea gets man of the match and we win 2-1? Don't care.
If it's 0-0 and he gets man of the match.
No, of course not.
Exactly.
Of course not. I said in the match preview the other day, match review, after the game, I was asked of Leicester. That was it. I was like, we've just gone back to David De Gea just being the main man again, which is, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah. Haroon Pash saying Thiago would rip United a new one. He's not going to be around. I personally feel like our midfield for this game is going to be Milner, Fabinho, and Henderson. Which actually, in a big game at Old Trafford,
workhorses.
You want Milner in. Milner knows that Milner hates you, man. Hates you, man. He's a Leeds boy. He hates you, man. So I play him.
Then played for City, then played for Liverpool. We played against all Man United's nemesis.
Pretty much. It probably signed.
And we hate him equally. We hate him equally.
We love to see it. Right, listen, Flex, thank you so much for inviting me on your channel. Big up to the United View. You've only had this channel for what, 6 months now, and it's flying already.
Not even that.
Do you know what? I was actually there. I was there when you started this, and saw you putting all the clips together, the intros, and all that. So listen, great to see you doing your thing, and I'm sure I'll see you on a Don Robbie stream very soon. I think he's got me in for. Actually, he's got me in for a United game, 2nd of November. I'm not too sure who you're playing. It might be Atalanta away.
Atalanta away, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm doing that one. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. But yeah, sub to Flex, road to 100K, very close to 80K now. So surely it's a matter of time before that. Guys, I just did a combined 11 video on the United View. Some big shouts in there. Some big shouts.
Don't spoil it. It's not. Well, actually, you said it at the beginning of the video. Actually,
I said it. To be fair, we'll go back and watch it as well.
Yeah, but it's not coming out. That's not coming out till tomorrow. It's not coming out till tomorrow.
Okay, we'll go and watch that tomorrow. We love to see it. But listen, bro, have a good game on Sunday. I'm sure we'll speak. I'm sure I'll see you on Sky Sports News, telling all sorts of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. But yes, guys, Marshall has said it is underrated content. Like I said, we're trying to get to 10K before Christmas. So make sure that you're
Yeah,
helping
man.
us
Sub up the
out.
thing. Sub up the thing.
Sub it up, bro. Flex, thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to let you get on with it now. We've both got
Peace.
busy weekends, and we'll see you soon, my brother. Take care. Much love. There we go. Flex from the United View has come on the channel. He reckons that United are going to win this one 2-1. I'm going for a 3-0 Liverpool win. It's bold. It's presumptuous. It's crazy in some people's eyes, but we've done it before and we can do it again. Amazing to see Flex here. Road to 100K. Great content, guys. Big up to you. We'll finish Ole on Sunday, hopefully. Or maybe hopefully he stays in. Who knows? To let you guys know, yes, I know it's at Old Trafford. We've already beat you 3-0 at Old Trafford. And we beat you 4-1 and 4-2. So I am remembering it's Old Trafford, my G. Remember, guys, this Sunday for the game, myself, James Redmond, and Ruby, the big three, the three that you love from the Kop TV, will be doing a live watch-along in Jurgens. The first time we're doing it. We're doing the live watch-alongs in Jurgens, the place that James and I film Hot Copics. It's going to go off in there. Trust me, if we score, the scenes in there, it's going to go off in there on Sunday. So if you're watching this now and wondering where you can watch the game, if you are in Liverpool, head down to Jurgens on Sunday. And if you head down to Jurgens and you go to the bar for some food or drink, all you need to say is Hot Copics and you will get yourself 20% off food and drink. So it's a great motive. Hopefully we see you there. If not, make sure you're watching the live watch along, and we will of course be doing fan cams as well. We're back with the fan cams. We've been doing watch alongs online. We've had a lot of away games recently. We will be at Preston next week as well. But like Esther says, tune in for the live watch-alongs in Jurgens on Sunday, and we're going to have an absolute belter with some fan cams there after as well. So really, really big weekend. Yes, Diego, please set your notification bells on, please. We're going to have so much content coming out on Sunday. It's a joke. We're also going to do the team reaction show on Sunday. Bailey says he's watching it with his dad and his granddad. That's the best way to watch football, isn't it? Big up to you, Bailey, with your dad and granddad. But yeah, I would say we've got about 15 videos coming out on Sunday for this game. So it's a big one, the biggest game in English football, without question. Big up to Flex. Like he said, go and watch the United View tomorrow. You'll see my combined 11 on there. But guys, what can I say? It's always big. It's always bloody. Manchester United versus Liverpool, and it's live. Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most